and welcome back to the Lotus Crochet Night Show. I am super happy to have you here today. So come on in and get in where you fit in, because I've always got room right around my table for you, your friends, and your frenemies. So go ahead, like, share, start a watch party, run and tell somebody that Lotus Crochet Ignites is hot on the box. I'm going to encourage you, grab your notebook and grab your pen, because I always say note takers are money makers and note takers are change makers.
All right, welcome to the show, folks. Tonight we got the chapter, Carlton Calhoun. Let's get it, folks.
Hey, and welcome to the show. This is your girl, Lotus Crochet, and I am hot on the box tonight with my awesome guest. I said it, bam, there he is, Dr. Carlton Calhoun, and tonight we are going to be talking about the 4-step formula for success. That's right. So come on in and get in where you're fitting, because I've always got room around my table. Why? Because I'm bringing inspiration to every nation, because I can. So I always say, go ahead and get your notepad, and you know I'm always looking down for my pen. Now, if you look at this is an eyeliner pen, folks. I always tell people, if you cannot find a regular pen, a pencil, a marker, use your eyeliner, use your mascara, heck, use your lipstick. But whatever you do, make sure you take notes, because note takers are money makers. So with no further ado, when you come in, go ahead, like, share, start a watch party, like, share, start a watch party, run and tell somebody that Lotus Crochet is hot on the box with Dr. Carlton. What? That's right, Calhoun. He's in the studio tonight. And when you come in, let us know where you're coming in from, so we can say hello, howdy, and how do you do? Buenos dias, buenos noches, and buenos tardes if it's night, where you're coming in from. So I already know you're probably saying, Lolo, go ahead and get the cup. Let us know what is in the cup. I'm going to get my cup, and so should you. Tonight in my cup, I have some pomegranate juice. What are you drinking? Ooh. I had some pomegranate juice yesterday too. I had Dr. Tara White rock the house last night. And tonight it's going to be a showstopper show tonight. So make sure you have something to drink in your cup. Come on in. Get in where you're fitting, because I've always got room around my table. So look, I'm going backstage and I'm going to go get my guest. As you know, and those of you that may not know, this young man is a phenomenal young man. He is an educator. He is, of course, a doctor. That's why I call him Dr. Carlton Calhoun. He is an entrepreneur, and he's a trainer, and he's going to give us some golden nuggets, some tips, some secret sauce. So go ahead and get your biscuit so you can sop up all this secret sauce that he's going to be pouring in to us this evening. Okay, he is coming all the way from Decatur, Georgia. So if you Decatur in the house, woo, 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 woo. If you Decatur in the house, woo, 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 woo. Let us know that you're coming in from Decatur. And if you coming from the A-Town, that's right, A-Town, get down. You know I used to live down in A-Town. If you're coming from A-Town, let us know. And if you're coming in from Jersey, where you see in the show, let us know. And all my friends in Georgia, Augusta, we're super duper happy to have you. So look, I'm getting ready to go. I see y'all streaming in. I see y'all coming in. That's what you do. Now, when you come in, make sure you tag somebody. Tell them, let's go. And tell them, make sure they have their notepad and their pen when they come in. So look, I'm going to get my guest. With no further ado, we're going to bring the show right to you. So sit in your seat, because we are about to make this thing hot. And for those that come in late, hit the show on repeat. We'll be right back.
You ready? You got me running. You got me running. Got me running. Shake it, shake it, shake it, baby. Raise your hands up. Raise them up.
That's right. He's here tonight. Dr. Carlton Calhoun. Woo!
Woo woo!
What's up?
Hey there, how are you?
I'm doing amazing. How you doing?
Thank you. I am doing wonderful. I am super happy to have you. For all my guests, for those of you that may know, may not know, this is the phenomenal Dr. Carlton Calhoun, all the way from Decatur, Georgia. He is an entrepreneur, he's a trainer, he's an educator, and he is here to educate us tonight and tell us how to do what's right. So, Dr. Carlton, I'm so happy you're here. How was your day today?
Every day is amazing. There's never a need to complain. So today was one of those amazing days.
Awesome. So listen, I shared some stuff with the folks. I let them know that tonight we're going to be talking about the 4-step formula for success, and you are going to lead us down the golden path with some golden nuggets. So as we get started, can you tell us a little bit more or a lot more? I don't care. Just tell us more about you, what you do, and who you are.
Absolutely. So even though I live in Decatur, I'm born and raised in Atlanta. My formal background, my formal education is education. I taught high school, I taught college mathematics, but during that time, I always wanted more. I love education, but I did not like the income and the lifestyle that education afforded me. So that's what caused me to venture into entrepreneurship. This was 20 years ago.
Wow.
So for 20 years, I've been an educator and I've been an entrepreneur. And now my passion is not only teaching people, because I believe that training is how your business works, but teaching is how life works. So my passion is teaching people how to be successful in every area of life and sharing all of my experiences, because I do believe that experience is the best teacher, but it doesn't have to be through your personal experience.
So see, Doc, you done came in and you done started the fire already. I would drop my mic, but this is a little expensive mic, so I can't drop my mic. But you came in burning up already. You said training is how your business works, but you said teaching is what?
Teaching is how life works.
Teaching is how life works. Did y'all get that? Y'all need to write that down. I'm going to put it back up on the screen so y'all can get that. Now, when y'all quote, make sure you quote Dr. Carlton Calhoun, all right? Don't be out there quoting somebody else. I'm just saying. And teaching is how life works. I really like that. Where did you get that saying from? Or is that something you created?
It's something I've experienced. We've all had a myriad of experiences throughout our life. Yes. And I would be lying if I said that all of my experiences were positive. So one thing that I'm good at, and one thing that I firmly believe, is taking all of my negative experiences and sharing those with people so they don't have to go through them themselves.
Right.
So that's what the teaching aspect is about. It's not saying, hey, Dr. Calhoun is this or that, or is better than you. No, Dr. Calhoun is flawed just like everybody else. Here are some of the mistakes that I've made, so you don't have to make them yourself.
I love it. I love it, because that's a level of transparency that oftentimes we don't see in a lot of people. We only see just a little bit. And then once we get, into a course or something like that, it's like, okay, what about what I was supposed to learn? And we don't learn that. So let's go right. Look, first, folks, if you like what he just shared, go ahead and put a number 1 in the comment block. Put a number 1 in the comment block if you like what he just shared, because what he shared is important. Training is how your business works. So those of you out there that have businesses or that are about to move into entrepreneurship, understand that training is how your business works. If you don't train yourself first and then train your people second and train them correctly, then your business is not going to run correctly. Your life is not going to run correctly. And teaching is how your life works. So you got to teach yourself how you want your life to be, and you have to teach others how to treat you in that life, but also how you want them, your children, people that you govern, to learn and exercise that in their life. I told you he fired already. And folks are sending, I see some ones already. Woo, woo. Okay, so look, Doc, let's get right into it. So I know that you love teaching, and I know that you are a fireball, and you've been in the business for over 15 years, and you've helped people make anywhere from 5 to 7 figures. And then you made a transition, and then now you're doing something different, ergo the 4-step formula for success. And in all your busy time, you do a lot. You stay busy. What inspired you to come to the show today to talk about this topic?
If you've made it to a certain aspect or a certain point in your life where others are trying to go, I believe it's a personal responsibility to go back and help others along. Harriet Tubman made it to freedom, but she knew that it would be better if she could bring more people along.
Wow, that's awesome.
This is the thing, though, the caveat to that, and it's kind of urban legend. We don't really know if it's true.
Yes.
They say she freed over 1,000 slaves, but it said that she would have freed a lot more if they had known they were slaves.
Wow. And see, here's the key. Did you guys hear that? Did y'all take notes? If you're not taking notes, I'm telling you, because Doc, I need you to say that again, but let's give the folks a couple of minutes, because that was fire, because you're talking about critical thinking, cognitive processing here. So folks, if you don't have your notepad and pen, you got 30 seconds to go and get your notepad and pen, because note takers are money makers. You got 30 seconds.
We are here tonight with the 4-step formula for success with Dr. Carlton Calhoun. Now, he just dropped a golden nugget about Harriet Tubman. She could have freed more slaves if they knew that they were slaves. Do you have your notepad and pen? Woo! He dropping some songs. Let's go.
Doc, we gave them 30 seconds to get their notepad and pen. I hope y'all got your notepad and pen. Doc, she said that she could have, it's been said that she could have freed more slaves if they knew that they were slaves. Now, me having a psychology background, I have my perception of what you're saying, but can you tell us what you're saying?
A lot of people don't know they're in bondage, because our system has designed and programmed it so they don't know that they're in bondage. When I realized that there was more to life than where I was, that I had a bigger responsibility than to just enjoy my lot in life, that's when I started to become more aware of not only what's going on around me, but what's available to me. See, I realized this. If I see somebody riding in a $300,000 car, why can't I have a $300,000 car? If I see somebody living abundantly healthy, why can't I live in abundance with my health? If I see somebody with a thriving and striving relationship, why can't I have that? Exactly. So I realized that the universe has no lack. So I just need to make my request known and then fulfill my responsibility to do the things that I need to do to receive the request that I asked for.
Nuggets, y'all. Are you aware of what's available to you? Well. I hope you are. So, Doc, let's get right into question number 3, because we got some work to do this evening. So, my third question to you is, can you share with us what the 4-step formula for success is and why you use it in your business and in your life?
Absolutely. So the first step, I think, is probably the most important. Well, they're all important, but the first step is recognizing that there is a need for change. If you know that your life is not optimal, and I'm not just talking about money, I'm talking about health, I'm talking about relationships, I'm talking about mental wellness, I'm talking about every area. If you know you are lacking in some area, the first step is to realize that, I need to do something different.
Yes. Yes.
Very important.
Yes.
The second thing is to seek out a solution. Okay, you realize that there's a need for change. Second thing is to go and search for a solution. It's not just going to drop in your lap in most cases. You have to be an active participant in your own salvation.
Yep.
Once you do that, you need to find a mentor, a program, some education that you can participate in that's going to help you bring about the change. And probably the fourth, one of the most important out of the four, you said note takers are money makers. I
Yes.
agree to an extent. Note takers who take action are money makers. So you've got to apply the information and the mentorship that you receive. So in our case, you know, I'm not an expert when it comes to health and wellness.
Right.
I want to live a healthy lifestyle, but I'm not an authority in that area.
Right.
I'm not an authority in the area of mental health. I know how important it is, but that's not my lane. My lane, though, is financial education and financial independence. I believe that I'm somewhat an authority in that area. So that's where I focus a lot of my energy and attention to, because when it comes to wealth, people of color, Black people more specifically, are losing.
Yes.
So that's where I focus my time, my energy, and attention. The information is open to everybody, but I specifically focus on people who look like me and who come from similar backgrounds as myself.
All right. So here we have it. Here's a question for our folks. Are you ready for financial education and freedom? I mean, real education and real freedom by exercising. Note takers are money makers when you exercise the notes that you get. And this is one of the primary reasons for the Lotus Roche Ignite show, because I always say I've got room around my table for you because I'm bringing inspiration to every nation. You know why? Because I can, but also because it's a choice, because I take action, just like Dr. Calhoun here. He takes action. And tonight we hope you take action. So if you're really ready, go ahead and put in number 3 in the comment block below, and we're going to see. So Doc, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back and let's go ahead and go through your presentation. I know we're going to put your presentation up on the screen. So we're going to take a couple of minutes, and I double dog dare each and every one of you to go ahead, like, share, and start a watch party and tag somebody and let us know who you've tagged. You know why? Because sharing is caring. You can't say you care about somebody if you haven't shared this vital broadcast, because everybody wants success. So Doc, I put something in the chat for you. Check it out. And we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to get knee deep. So y'all be ready when we come back, because we're going to look and see where you're at when we come back to the show. So, hey, we're going to go backstage. Doc going to bring his presentation up, and be prepared to get your socks blown off. One of my socks is missing right now. We'll be right back. Remember, follow the show on YouTube, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss a thing as you ignite and take flight in every area of your life.
You ready? You got me running, got me running. Shake it, shake it, shake it, say that. Raise your hands up. Raise them up.
Streaming in, we've got Angela from Washington, D.C. Who else do we have, Doc?
Can you see me? Okay, there we go. There we go.
Yes. Who else we got? Anna, what's your name, Doc?
Let's see. We got Anna. That's my queen.
Queen to be.
Okay. We got
I
Camille
love it.
Robb. We got Angela Elting.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. We got Lorna Sherlin. Lorna Sherlin, good to see you. Anna said, ATL, baby. Mo Rowe is here. Good
Mo
to see
Roll in
you,
the house. What's
Mo.
up, Mo?
All right. Dr. Margaret Andrews Fournier, good to see you. Who else we got in the house, Doc?
Camille Robb back up. Okay.
All right.
Charlene
All right.
Sparks,
Yeah,
founder
we
of
got
Women with
Charlene.
Vision. Greensboro.
Yes.
My mom is from the Triad area, High Point to be exact.
Woo,
Welcome, Charlene.
woo. Welcome. And Philly Buddha, good to see you. Happy to have you here. All right. And Janice Rowe, good to see you. Happy to have you here. Who else do we have, Doc?
We have Chanel Turner from Eastvale, California. What's
Whoop,
up, Chanel?
whoop. Hey, Chanel, good to see you. Happy to have you here. And Chanel Robinson Turner said, East Val CA Doc is dropping gems. That's right. And I hope you got your notepad and your pen to write these gems down and put them into action. And Charlene Sparks said, yes, awesome words. So, Doc, let's get right into it. We are talking, folks, if you don't know tonight, if you're just joining us, we are talking about the 4-step formula for success. Dr. Carlton Calhoun is here tonight, and he's going to walk us through. Doc?
All right, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Awesome, awesome. So, as I said, I'm not authority in a lot of areas, but when it comes to finances and the education that we provide, I do believe that I'm somewhat an authority in that area. So we like to focus on helping people create wealth from where they are right now. I'm not talking about the people who were born, with a insurance already in their name, or people who come from a wealthy family. I'm talking about people like me who come from very humble beginnings. I'm not going to say I was dirt poor. No, I didn't come from a dirt poor family. I didn't come from a broken home. In fact, my parents are still together. We'll be celebrating, what is it? 52 years or something like that. So I had everything that I needed growing up. I had a lot of love. I always had a meal. I didn't have the best clothes, but they were always clean. But I didn't have a solid financial foundation. So that's what we like to provide people. We like to show people how to create wealth starting where they are. So a lot of people don't really know where wealth is. So when we talk about wealth, what we basically do is we add up all of the assets that an individual has. We're talking about cash, retirement homes, homes that you own, which I'll get into. We take all of those things and then we subtract the liabilities, the credit card debt, the car note, the student loans. Whatever you get on the other side of that equation, that's what wealth is. So when we talk about wealth, there are always also some myths that go into how to create wealth. I don't know about you all, but growing up, I was taught that one of the keys to creating wealth was a good education. Now, I'm a firm believer of education. I'm an educator. I think everybody should have a solid education, but that education does not have to be what we refer to as a formal education. So just to give you a little bit of background, a formal education is any education beyond high school. We talk about college. We talk about trade schools. We talk about junior colleges. So just to let you know, the average Black earner with advanced degrees, by advanced degrees, we mean anybody who has beyond a bachelor's degree. So I have a doctoral degree. That's considered an advanced degree. Anybody, when we talk about Black people with an advanced degree, have about half as much wealth as the average white earner with just a regular college degree. In fact, Black households in the U.S. with heads who have completed a college degree have a lower net worth. I want y'all to hear that. So we're talking about educated Black folks, educated people of color, have a lower net worth than white households headed by someone with less than a high school education. So we're already behind. And everything that we've been taught when it comes to that American dream, yes, there is an American dream, but 9 times out of 10, that dream does not apply to us. The second myth, home ownership leads to wealth. Big time myth. Why? Well, as of 2018, a study from the Du Bois Cook Center finds that rather than home ownership creating wealth, families that have wealth in the first place leads to high equity home ownership. Let me also mention something with regards to home ownership. A lot of people are in such a hurry to purchase a home. And I get it. You want your family to live in a high quality establishment. You want a roof over your head. But we're in such a hurry to get mortgages to buy homes. Well, newsflash, the fact that you have a mortgage does not make you a homeowner. In fact, if you think about the word mortgage, I want you to think about all of the words that have the root mort in it. Mortuary, mortician, morgue. See, all of those things signify death. And in many cases, a lot of us have mortgages and we pay those until we're almost dead. That's a sad reality. The reality is this: you don't own a home until there is no mortgage and you don't pay taxes. See, even when you own a home, meaning you don't have a mortgage, you still have to pay taxes on it. So ask yourself, do you really own that home? If you could stop paying on that and nothing happened, that's when you own the home. So instead of rushing out to get a mortgage, think about how you can turn that home into an asset. Think about how you can maybe get a mortgage on that home and have somebody else pay the note. That's when you can start to create wealth. That's when your home does indeed become an asset. Also, a lot of people think that investing in Black-owned banks leads to wealth. Yes, you probably want your money to be in a Black-owned bank if you're an individual of African descent or a Black person, as we call it. But think about this: is if every single Black-owned business put every single dollar of its revenue into Black-owned banks every year, after a decade, the Black-owned banks will have about 6% of the total assets that banks led by white people had in just the fourth quarter of 2019. In fact, it would take a little under 30 years of every dollar earned by all of the Black-owned businesses in the United States of America invested in Black-owned banks for their assets to surpass those held by JP Morgan Chase in just the first quarter of 2020. So that just gives you an idea of how far behind we are when it comes to creating wealth. So just a brief synopsis. As of 2020, Black households had $100,000 less in wealth than white households. See, we're talking about a race here. And no matter how fast one of us may be running, even though it may look like we're winning as a whole, we are not even in the same race as our counterparts. Also, Black households headed by someone with an advanced degree. We're always pushing our children to go to school. We're always pushing our children to get advanced degrees. I want you to think about this. How difficult is it for the average Black family to get a mortgage? I want you to really think about that. Then think, how easy is it for those same individuals to get student loans? See, they won't give you a mortgage for your home because maybe you have less than perfect credit. So they run a credit report to see if they'll give you money to have a nice place to stay.
Right.
But they'll give you a student loan with no problem.
And let me jump in for a quick second, Doc, because here's what I want to ask folks. Did you know many years ago, there's statistical data on this, that what you just shared was created by design to disenfranchise a select group of people from home ownership, but even furthermore, to keep people out of certain areas. Okay. They called it the red line or whatever district. So
Many people are not aware of that. And the second thing is, I've worked for a university. And isn't this astonishing that if you have a student loan and you can't pay that student loan off, isn't it interesting that student loans almost never go away?
Yep.
And they can come back at any time in your life and say, hello, forgot about us, hit the lottery and see what happens. Well, a lot of other people going cousin, they're going to show up out of the woodwork. But I wanted to just jump in and say that because that is a very profound point that you made. So thank you so much. Go ahead, please.
Everything is by design. That's what I said. We have to recognize the need for change. Mm-hmm. A lot of us are just following right in line. It's like lambs to the slaughter. At some point, one of the lambs has to shake their head and say, hey, you see that? That's not supposed to be happening. That's not the life I was brought here to live.
Yep.
So we have a lot of work to do. So it would take around 228 years if everything worked in our favor for Black families to have as much wealth as white families. So statistically, we're doing worse. Even though we are more educated now in terms of formal education than ever before, statistically, we're doing worse. So that's why we do what it is that we do. That's why we give people alternatives to earning income that traditionally all they're taught. You will never become wealthy working for money.
Nope. And even Mr. Kiyosaki says that all the time. He says rich people do what poor people won't. And we're trading dollars for time. And that's why it's so important for us to have our own companies, for us to determine how much money we want to make every year versus having someone else tell us this is how much money you can make per year. And with that comes, if you do what I say, the way I like it to be done.
Right.
But we need to have the financial education and the financial independence. And here's a couple of ways how to do it. So, awesome, Doc.
So one thing that I learned through statistics and doing research, that everybody was affected in some form or fashion with the, I don't really like to use the term pandemic, but that's what it is. Everybody was affected in some form or fashion. But statistically, again, Black families receive the worst impact. Yes. And people ask, well, how is that? It happened to everybody. Yes, it did. But we were less prepared because we didn't have the economic stability for individuals who lost jobs, for individuals who were displaced, individuals who had businesses, and because their businesses service people face to face, were forced to close those businesses.
And catch this, Doc. Dr. Margaret Fournier, she's a retired colonel. She said, if it wasn't for the military, I could not have paid for schooling.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. So that's why we are addressing these things. We realize if the racial wealth divide is left unaddressed, that we are literally on a path to have a zero net worth by 2053. And some people may say, well, that's so long, so far away. Well, it's not.
But Doc, we thought 2021 was a long way off when we were in 1999. But here we are.
You remember Prince had a song, we're going to party like it's 1999.
Exactly.
So those are some of the things that we do. And our community, our organization, we teach people how to take their hard-earned income. We don't tell people to quit their job. We teach people how to take the income that they currently earn, use that as capital, and to fund investment accounts and learn how to multiply their money real time. In fact, I developed a strategy, and I'm kind of kicking myself for not putting it up. I developed a strategy called the day job killer. And what that does, it allows people to grow their money 3 to 5% daily in an hour or less. And we are having tremendous results. We're talking about people who on their lunch break, grow their accounts 3, 5, 8%. So imagine you have $100. You put $100 in a savings account. In 30 days, it's going to still be $100 if you didn't physically add more money to that account.
I don't agree with you, Doc. I don't agree with that, because my money grew in my account at 0.01%.
Oh, I apologize.
Right. That's the argument that the banks would make. Well, you got 0.01%. How is that such a great thing when they're using our money to loan to corporations and to loan to people, but we're not getting a residual on that? But here's the thing, Doc. What blew me away about the daytime killer, that I saw this, folks, live time. I saw this. He was live time with two of his students, I'll say. And man, they were making money live time and showing us on the screen what was actually happening. And I was like, look, I've got to share this with folks. I've got to share this with people I train, with my clients, with people I love, with people I care about. And you came through. So let's hear some more about it.
So we have a subscription-based educational platform. It teaches people how to trade and invest in the foreign exchange market, which is the largest, most liquid financial markets in the world. You're talking about between $6 to $7 trillion that exchanges hands every single day. There is no shortage of money. There's a shortage of people who understand that money is constantly circulating. That's why it's called currency. So it's never a shortage. We also teach people how to capitalize on digital and cryptocurrency. Mm-hmm. Unless you've been under a rock, you have heard of Bitcoin and seeing what Bitcoin is doing. Right now, it's around $64,000. In fact, I know people who, from the start of this year until now, has become a millionaire because of what we teach in digital and cryptocurrency. About a year ago, Bitcoin was around $3,500. We were telling people then, buy a little bit of Bitcoin. You didn't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. If you had $30 or $50, you could have put it in then. A year later, Bitcoin is $64,000. And it's predicted to reach 300,000 by the end of 2022. So where the average person saves money for Christmas, take a little of that money, start investing in yourself, in your education, and in vehicles that outpace inflation. Your job will never outpace inflation.
Nope.
So you have to put your money in vehicles that move faster than inflation. We also teach people how to make money in minutes, which is one of my favorite things right now, with something called binary options. That's where I developed the day job killer. People are literally making money in minutes. So this platform, this educational platform, is normally $235 to enroll, and then $175 a month. Now, for people who balk at that, that's what we call an investment. If you're not in a position, or you don't value yourself enough to invest in yourself, to invest in that education that's going to give you a leg up in this race towards wealth, then this is not for you. But
I'm so sorry to interrupt you, Doc. You gave some numbers, but we got somebody on here that said you're being very modest about the money. And Monica Orca says that it's even greater than that. But you're not trying to overwhelm the people.
Nah. I don't like making income claims or guarantees, because most people want guarantees. The only thing that I can guarantee is that if you keep doing what you've been doing, you'll keep getting what you've been getting.
And so here I'd say Monica may be sharing something of her own personal experience, because it's different for each person, because it depends on how much effort the person puts into it. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Okay, fantastic. And we got a little cuss word on the screen. But you know, yeah. And so, yeah. And Mo said, banks are only giving us fees that don't help anything.
Yeah.
Lorna said, what? 3% to 5%. Y'all know it. Y'all know it.
Dr. O'Shea, let me say something with that bank thing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't realize that not having money, being in a less than optimal financial situation actually costs you more money.
Of course.
In 2020, banks made $30 billion off of overdraft fees.
Yes, they did. Yes,
so
they did.
What that means is the banks made billions of dollars off of people who didn't have the money. I want you to really think about that and let that sit in.
And then those that were caught, because there was an investigation that went on a couple of years ago about banks overcharging people, and some of them were charging people and there weren't no overcharges. You know, there wasn't a need for overcharging. And so what they did was they were paying people back. But the thing is, imagine the trillions of people that the banks are doing this to.
Yep.
But you go in there and you can't get a loan for your small business.
They'll give you a student loan though.
Oh yeah, because the student loan will follow you to the grave.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what we do in a nutshell. We basically want to see people live the life that they deserve. One of our personal missions, or one of my personal missions, is to help 100 families by the end of 2021. And this is modest. I want to help 100 families earn an additional $1,000 per month. That's it. Yeah. Now, some will make a lot more. And in fact, we have people who do that daily. Yes. But we're talking about an extra $1,000 a month statistically in the United States of America alone. I'm not even talking about less affluent countries. I'm talking about in the what's supposedly the richest country in the world.
Exactly.
7 out of 10 people don't have $1,000 in their savings account.
You got that right.
But we'll wear $1,000.
Yeah, and they don't have $100 in their wallets. Right. $100 in their wallet. You ever go to a restaurant and sit next to somebody, and then when the bill come, everybody's scrambling, you know, to get money to pay the bill without being able to say, I'll take the check.
Yep.
And not even break a sweat. It's a sad thing that is the reality of how things are. So the best way to contact you is right here at carltoncalhoun.com.
Yep,
for people to connect with you.
Yeah, if they mention this show, I'll discount the enrollment if this is something that they want to do, or if they want a demo. In fact, there's one going on right now for the day job killer, but you know, this is where I had to be. I'll gladly give them a demo. They can reach out to me on Instagram at Dr. Carlton Calhoun. They can message me on Facebook. But we're literally changing lives. And for individuals who recognize that it's time for a change, we welcome them with open arms.
Yes. And it's already in the comments for those of you that want to reach out to Carlton. We are not selling anything. We are giving away knowledge, because knowledge in action is power. So Dr. Carlton, I want to thank you for that. And we are almost at the top of the hour with a couple of minutes to spare, and that's great. And as you see, I got this up here, folks. Go ahead and copy it, but also look in the comment, because it's there for you to go ahead and utilize it. So if they want to sign up with you tonight, I know they're going to get a discount. How much of a discount are they going to receive?
It's normally $235. I'll let them get started for $199.95. So around $35 discount.
$199.95.
Yep.
I love it. See, he came ready, y'all. He came with giving in his heart already. You can't beat that, y'all. So look in the comment, and it's there already for you.
but you got to tell him you were on the Lotus Richey Ignite show. That's where you saw his face, and he is going to help you change your life and the lives of someone or somebody's people that you love. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come right back, and we're going to go right to our final words of wisdom for this evening. Gosh, the show went by so fast. Wow. So we're going to take a quick break, folks. We're going to come right back. Y'all hold tight. Go ahead and make sure y'all write that information down. Look in the comment. And if you're just getting here, go ahead and hit the replay. And don't forget to check us out on YouTube. So we're going to be right back. Oh, yeah. How can I forget? And if you want to share some love, go ahead and support the channel. Go ahead and support the channel. You can hit me up on Zelle. You can hit me up on PayPal, and you can hit me up on Cash App, because you should put your money where your mouth is. Sharing is caring. So we are going to be right back. So Doc, we're going to take a quick break. And then we're going to come back. Doc going to give us some final words of wisdom. And we're going to post all of his information where you can reach out to him. We'll be right back. It's time for you to start bossing in social media. For all your social media needs, you come to the right place at the right time to get your website designed, landing page, social media platforms, and get the training you need to get in front of the people that's ready to buy your products and services. Let me train you with StreamYard, Zoom, Clubhouse, and much more. And let me help you get your virtual professionals, not assistants, because assistants can only assist you, but the virtual professionals can give you that professional flavor that you need to expand your reach and increase your revenue. Jump on in and get in where you fit in and start bossing today.
You ready? You got me running, got me running. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake that.
We're at the top of the hour with Dr. Carlton Calhoun, and he shares what? The 4-step formula for success. It's your time to connect with him on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. But connect with him right here on the Lotus Richey Ignite Show as we finalize the 4 steps. The 4-step formula of success. Let's get it, y'all. Final words of wisdom on the way. All right. Woo, woo. Go ahead and give Dr. Calhoun some love. Put some L's in the comment block below, because he came to the show with some love. All right, so give him some love, put some L's in the comment block below, and I hope you took some notes. So, Dr. Calhoun, I'm so happy that you came here to the show. I can't wait to work with you to get myself in order and get going, because what you have shared is priceless. I saw you in action. So, I'm a believer. I'm a believer, and all I can do is bring the message. It's up to everybody else to take those notes and turn them into action. So we would love for you to share your final words of wisdom for the show this evening.
Very simple. You become what you think about. I have a mentor who is always stressing the importance of controlling your thoughts, because your thoughts dictate everything that happens in your life. Now, if you have challenges with the way you think, that means you need to, number one, surround yourself with a different set of friends. There's a saying that says, if you can't change your friends, change your friends. The second thing, you need to monitor what you take into your mind. And you do that by what you watch, by what you hear. If you know that you want to get to a different place in life, it's going to start with what you think. That is controlled by your senses. So you need to monitor what you're listening to. You need to monitor what you watch. And then you need to start speaking life and abundance over your entire situation. It does not matter what you're going through right now, because what you're going through, believe it or not, is temporary. No matter how hard it may be, no matter the pain that you're feeling, it's temporary. And I like to tell people, if you're going through hell, go as fast as you can. So change your thoughts, change your environments, and then change what you speak. Start to speak life over your situation. And in time, if you're patient, if you're persistent, you'll have everything in life that you could ever imagine.
Awesome. I love it. And my final words of wisdom are these. He said a lot of amazing stuff. This is my final words of wisdom as well. Speak life over your situation, no matter what it looks like, no matter what it feels like. It's going to be all right. But just speak life over your situation, because after all, nothing is here to stay. And even though we're not here to stay, we make a difference in our everyday by what we think about. Because what we think about, we bring about. So, Dr. Carlton, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you. Everyone, make sure you get that discount. And I see you streaming in with some love. So, Dr. Carlton, we got to give you the love before we let you off the show. We got to give you the love. That's right. We got the love bug in here. We got the love bug in here. And y'all, that's right. See, we got some loving, smart people here. Make sure you get your discount, and we will see you at the top. And don't forget to check me out again on Friday for news you can use. And make sure you hit up Dr. Carlton, and he will get you the help, the real help that you need to get to where you're going. So with that being said, we love you. We wish you peace so that you can ignite and take flight in every area of your life. Have a good night. We'll see you next time.
You ready? You got me running, got me running. Shake it, shake it, shake it.
Thank you to our magnificent guest, Dr. Carlton.
Raise your hands up.
Yeah.